In this video, we'll make a nice pendant with an opal stone with Jewelcraft add-on. So let's go into Jewelcraft. Again, thanks to Mikhail Ashowski. No. It's crazy this. I never remember that. Rashinsky. Thank you for Mikhail. And let's go for it. So we would like to make a basic shape like that. Okay, so we'll have the main stone that will be in the center over there, and we will have some kind of shapes around like this. Okay, and we will have 6 of these shapes like that. So what we will do first, we will add the basic stone. Okay, so let's say this stone will be 1 centimeter. So let's go for that. And for this, I will use the extra object because I prefer the round cube for that, and increase the number of arc here. I will go to 16, even maybe 24 might be good for what we want to do. I will put a shade smooth, and in case you want to really have something smooth, you create a modifier here with Ctrl+1, just like this, to add some subdivision here. Okay, so then after we will continue and we will go into the item. So by default it's 2 millimeters. We want something at 10 millimeters, just like that, in front view. And in orthographic mode we will make SZ to have this kind of shape, just like this. Okay, good. So this will be the main stone. Okay, now I would like to select the loop here that we have in front, just this circle over there, and duplicate it, and with P I will make a new main stone, just like that. It will give me now the possibility to model with this. Okay, or you can just add a circle if needed. Maybe, yeah, it will be easier for this task. So I will add just a circle, just like that. Okay, 32 millimeter, 32 vertices here. I will go in edit view and scale it up until I have the right size, just like this. Okay, I will extrude that into the z-axis and start to create with ES the shape, because we will have a rail over there with the stones around the main stone. Okay, so I will make it easy like this, and like this I will take the entire stone in case it's a shape like that, and then I will just close this by making ES and Ctrl F grid fill. Okay, and align that with a simple offset like this to have the right orientation. And I will make the same inside. So with here I will focus only on this object, make ES again. Okay, ES and Ctrl F grid fill. Again, I use the offset value to have this kind of shape, just like this. What I will do, I will go into the shadows here. Like this, I will see a little more the shape of the global geometry. So with GZ, I will increase a little the depth of this, and then after I will add a rail over there. I just add a loop with Ctrl R, and with Ctrl B to make the bevel, I will create this kind of shape like that and extrude that, and like this I will have the rail. Very easy to manage. Okay, basically, so this will be the middle pendant. Okay, good. I will add a subdivision with Ctrl+2, and I will play with loops, or if you want with Shift E, you can play with that. It's possible to make a Ctrl B as well to make a shape more like you want. So something like this might look good. Me, I would like to play with these loops, especially I would like something sharper here. So with a little Control B, very little Control B like this, okay, I will sharpen this space over there and it will help me after. What can help as well is select the entire loop here, and with Y we'll have something sharper as well here, okay? So now I can make a shade smooth and I have the main shape over there. Okay, good. I put back the main stone, and now I would like to create the nice shapes that I will have around this. So for that, it will be a little more complicated, and let's call them petals, okay? Because it's a little like a flower. So I will just hide this and add, for now, just a simple curve over there, and this curve will be a path, okay? So we'll have a path, and into that we will add another curve, and this curve will be a circle, and this circle I will put it here. What I want to do with this circle is make a squarish shape first. So with this I will go set handle type with a right click and make a vector just like this, and make air 45 degrees to have a square basically. And what I want to do to have more control with what I want to make, I would like to make a shape like this. So I will subdivide the top of it 2 times with number of cut at 2. Like this, I can select this 2 here over there and scale it up like that. And then after, make an extrusion into the y-axis to have this kind of shape, okay? So basically this will be the rail that we can add some nice little gems into that. I will just make a subdivision over there as well. Like this, I can scale this to have this kind of shape like this, okay? And now I can remove this one and make just this one handle type, like it might be automatic, I guess, to have a nice shape, okay? And then I will have, no, maybe not automatic, maybe just aligned. No, automatic might work better. Okay, good. Now I can come back to this shape and create this kind of main shape. This is what I want more or less, okay? Good. So now let's continue, and just a little tip for that, okay? Here into my shape, I will go there into the geometry, and now I will use the object profile, and this object will be that one. So it will create a shape like that. Let's go to shade flat to see really what's happening here. And if I go into edit mode here with Alt S, I can create a shape like this, okay? And it looks very good. But the problem with that is that if you see really the rail itself, it goes down, okay? So the rail goes down in that case. And for most cases, it's good to use a little tip with this object and select everything and align this line here with the center of the object in edit mode with GY. And like this, you will see that the rail will stay always straight, and it helps a little to make things more comfortable to distribute gems on it after. Okay, so let's keep this global shape. Okay, now what I would like to do is create the main shape for the petals here. So I will go with the NURBS path, and I will just create one of these shapes, okay? With G and S, I will have this kind here of shape easily. Now I can just go there. We will just go here as well into the object and fill the caps because we want this to be filled, okay? And now it's quite easy in top view. Just make maybe a GZ to have something that looks good, okay? And in top view, just like this, we will create the main shape easily, just like this, okay? Just by moving all these dots, you will can create something like that with Alt S maybe, okay? And we will see after what it will look like, but basically it will be something like this. And after, with this one, I would like to make it lower. So what I can do is just select here this dot here, and with GZ like that, I will make it a little lower progressively, just like this, okay? Maybe something like that. Now let's see how it looks when we duplicate it around. And for this, with Jewelcraft add-on, it's very easy. You just go with the object just like that. You go into the object and you have a radial here. So with this radial, you just manage the count. For us, it will be into the scene here with the z-axis increase, just a number, just like this. So we are almost good here, as we can see. What is good is with this technique is now, if I come back to it, all the other shapes will move as well. So if I move this here over there, okay, to manage a little the shape and change the shape, it will update directly and create a nice shape. Easy, very easy to manage, just like this, okay? So what we can do as well with Alt S is increase a little the size of this, okay? And increase a little the size of this one as well. Like this, we will have something more interesting in terms of gems here. We will have a decreasing size, so it will make something very beautiful. What can be good at this point too is imagine that here we will have the attach of the pendant. So it's good to have this shape at this point here. So to make this, just select your object in edit mode and make a rotation with the 3D cursor. Like this, we'll have something that is aligned there, okay? Good. So we have already a nice shape. And what we would like to add now is the gems, okay? So let's go for that. So we have the petals and we have the duplication of the NURB path here, okay? And we have the radial instance that we can put into our NURB path, just like that, okay? Or keep it just like this, good. So we go now with jeweling. So for this, I will use a gem squarish maybe to go into a rail. It's good. So let's go with a basic cushion might be good. You can play with Radiant, Asher, Flanders. It will work as well. But here, or Princess, it works well for these two. But here, let's go with a cushion. So let's go with a cushion and it will go there into the center of the scene. So I don't use any here size for it because it will adapt directly there, okay? So this cushion, I will put it in a new collection and it will be a new collection here. Okay, and this cushion will be inside a collection named Jewels Petals, Gems Petals, not Jewels. Okay, we are good for that, and we will put it there like this. It's easy to catch. Now we will create a curve to distribute that into a curve. So to distribute that into a curve, it's quite simple when you have a geometry like that. You duplicate it, okay? And then while it's duplicated, you go inside this here and you apply with Control A. You can apply directly, sorry, with visual geometry to mesh. Like this, now you will have a mesh and you can just create a loop like this, okay? This loop will be the curve that we will use. So just remove all the geometry, all the rest of the geometry of the duplication. So we'll make Control Y and remove this. And now we'll have a curve like this, okay? But this is not a curve, this is a mesh. As we did convert it to a mesh, now we want to convert this to a curve, and we have a nice curve over there. Good. So now we can generate the cushions into that one, okay? So this will be the curve petal. For jeweling. Or distribute. Let's call it distribute. Good, so I'll select the cushion, then the curve petal distribute, okay, and then I go into the jeweling option and I will distribute on curve. So basically it will give me this, and what I want to do is just put 1 in the beginning. Take the absolute offset and reduce this maybe at 0.01, 0.1, something like this in the beginning. We will see after how it will work. And we will play with the start. So like this, we'll have the right size here and play with the start option here. You can go there and see if it goes inside the rail or not. So like this, you can play with the size. You can play with the tilt as well to align the rotation globally like this. It looks not bad. Maybe a little less big again. And a little less for the start. Anyway, after we will change all of this. Might be, yeah, we might change all of this. So I will add 2 like this maybe, or maybe the second one. You see that here it's too big, 0.05 might be good. We can increase a little the size of the second one. And again, we add another one, increase the size of it. We add another one, increase the size of it. So it's so simple like that. As you can see, it works pretty well and it's very beautiful in the end. So look at this. So easy, works seamlessly. You can really change the size of the gems that you want. What is good with this add-on in the end is that you have a design report that gives you the size of all the stones that you will need for this design. Whoa, it's far too much this. Let's go for this kind of size and add the last one here, and it will be perfectly set. So in case you don't have really what you want here, you can change the absolute offset a little bit if it goes too much inside the design. But here, honestly, I have something that looks very good. So what I will do now, I will just select all of these cushions, okay? And with this cushion selected, again, I will go into the radial here and increase the number at 6, and it will fit directly very well in the rest of the geometry, okay? We will do exactly the same thing for this line over there. So let's go for it. Let's duplicate that, okay? Into the duplication, you add the loop. With Control Y, you remove the rest of the geometry. You apply, if needed, the subdivision surface, in case, okay? And you will have a loop like this, a simple loop like this. Now I would like to convert this into a curve, or it will not work. I had another one here, okay? One cushion in the center that I will put in a new collection. and it will be the cushion, the gems, circle. Okay, and I create that. Good. So what I will do, I will put this cushion part into the gem petals over there. Good. And I have everything now. So now I can distribute that into the curve. So I select this, then the curve here, and distribute that into that curve. So now I can maybe remove the absolute offset, remove any tilt into that, and change the size just a bit. Okay, so you can adjust that if needed, or you can adjust the rate itself, but I think here we have something that is good with this value over there. Now I can just increase the number. And let's go until it fits directly. We go until 0 here, until it fits entirely this. Okay, something like this might look good. So basically with the main modeling we finished here, okay? But we want to create more interesting stuff. So the first thing I would like to show you here is that if you just put a shader into that stone here, it will not work well, because actually the stone is cutted by a geometry here. So we need to create, we need to make the holes inside the geometry like this. You will have good reflects when you make the render. If you don't make this, you will have a flat reflection and it will not be that beautiful. So let's create that first, okay? And for this, I will select the original one here, and the cushions that are inside the gem petals, okay, here. So I will just select the object, just like that. And with this object, you can make a duplication of this and a Boolean operation, or you can use the cutters. Both works. Sometimes some works better than others. Let's try with the cutters. Okay, so you have the cutters. It's not really good when it's overlapping like that. Usually it creates some problems. So let's make a test and see if it works well. So let's select the cutters by going here and select link material, and this one, and control minus or shift minus, depending on what you want to do. Shift minus, it will be, so if you go into the edit Boolean, so shift minus will be this one, so it will create destructive, and non-destructive you will have to go there. What I would like to do first is to convert this as a mesh, or it will not work. And I try the control shift minus and see how it will look, okay? If I just look at this one, you see that I have something that is perfectly set, okay? Good. So now I come back here, I make a shade auto smooth now into that object, and it will be perfect for continue this. So good, and what is good with this is that all the duplications will have the same. So that's why it's good. And we can make the same for these ones as well. So let's select the gem circles here with selected objects, okay? Sometimes you can make duplications, it will work as well. So let's make this technique for this one, okay? We make Shift D, good. And with this object selected and this one in the end, okay, you can apply the subdivision modifier in that case. Keep a duplication if you are not sure of what you are doing. And you can make a control shift minus again. You wait a little, you just verify that everything is good, everything looks perfect. So we are happy with the result, okay? And now we just have to manage the light and the shaders, okay? So for this, I will use the opals that I did create, and that I sell into Superhive. So you will see it's very easy to understand how it works, and I will use some jewel assets that I use into my jewel assets. Let's make the attach here just very simple attach with Taurus here. Okay, with GY, just like this, with GZ as well. Okay, let's go not too far, please. Something like this might work. Okay, let's increase the size a bit with a median point value, just like this, and a GZ. If you need to change the global shape here, like this, it will not disturb over there under that one. You can just cut this with this tool over here. That works very well for this kind of task. So for example, you want to cut on top view here from here to here, let's say, okay, and here as well. And you will come back now with this kind of object. So let's make it shade auto smooth or shade smooth, just smooth, it's enough. And I will add, so now I will go into my asset browser, into the asset jewels here, and here into the objects. First of all, into the necklace accessories, I will find my attach here. So I will click and drag this into this, and now I can just put it there, scale it up, and it will look very good. Okay, so now we have something that looks well. So now just with GZ, with this object, we can come back into the right place. So here we have our pendant that looks very good. Now we would like to manage the lightings and maybe the studio. So for this, very simple, again, I have some shaders here, but you can create your own HDR. It's really as you want and as you want to play with that. I will go with something easy, like maybe that one. And we might play a little after with their settings. It's just to have a base. So I will just put this like this. Let's go into the render tab and see how it works basically. So we have something good. We see that the gems are already with a nice shader. But what we would like now is to create something good with the studio. So let's go with a studio, simple one, okay. We remove the instance, we put it at 0, okay. So now basically you will have this kind of render over there. If you move the camera, you can maybe go with a better angle, something like this work well, okay. Be careful of the background, it might be a little too low, so because it's for a ring by default, but with this and a GY you will have a nice background just like it is here, okay. So you can play after with the shaders, and for the background, for example, you can use the black reflective here, play a little with the reflections into the shader. For example, you could increase the IOR to 1.7, something like that, okay. And yeah, maybe change a little the roughness just to have a little more reflections, just like this, okay. Like this, we see a little more, there's reflections there. I will go into the specular option here and increase the IOR level to have something more interesting. Just like so. Looks better already. Good. So now let's go with the main shaders, and for this we'll go to the metals. I will select the gold 24 for this one, but you can really play with, yeah, you have to put it into the original or if it will not work. So just click and drag like this, click and drag here. for the attach as well, okay, over there and over there, and you see that already you have something that looks pretty awesome, okay. Now what can be good with this shader is to add a little of ambient occlusion. So I like to make it with shading. So let's go with the main shader here and the goal 24. So by default you just have for this you just have to add a mix shader, put it into the mix color, put it into the multiply factor and add an ambient occlusion, okay. So like this you will add this ambient occlusion to the shader itself. And you can remove the clamp factor and increase the factor at 3 or 2. You will see how it looks basically in the end. So here was before, okay. Before it's very light like this, and after it creates kind of better thing here. What you can do as well for the diamonds is to increase the light into it. So for this you just add the shader into itself, just like this, and it will create something, might be a little strong sometimes, so be careful with that. And to have a mix shader, if you add a mix shader into it, it will help you to manage that, okay. So maybe just something like this. Good, not too much. And okay, we have already something really cool here. What we could add, I will just make the test for this one with GZ. Yeah, so we will just select the cushions over there, okay. So the studio doesn't have to be here. We will just select the cushions on the circle. We see that the shader is not that good, and it's because here, so if we select the objects and just make a very slight GZ, it's just for rendering here, and you can see how it looks better after. So now you have the right shading, and maybe in some cases it's not high enough. Still okay. Okay, good. So now what we would like to do is to create here maybe we can change the factor as well. Oh yeah, we should have some cutting to make this a little more realistic for these ones. We can see that we have little problems for some, but it's not really a big problem. But in case you want to make things better, you just go there and again you make a nice, you use this nice tool that I really like. You see, so this has to be over there and not more, okay. So for this we just go here and make a nice cut. So let's make a cut like this. It should work properly. So let's go there and you go into the tools, just like that. Okay, just like this. And see that if you use this setting again, this one, so we would like to make a cut that will work like this, basically. Okay, something like that. Like this, it will not add some geometry under the gems, just like this. Okay, and you cut like this. Now you can see the difference into the rendering. It looks really perfect now, as you can see. Okay, and it didn't affect our geometry. So now what I would like to add here is the shader into the stone itself. So here into the shaders I have different kind of opals and labradorites, so you can just here click and drag. So again it's into super hive. If you search opal shader, you will see on with your Graphics, it's me that sells it. So I will put a link into the description anyway, and here you can just add a labradorite just like this, okay? Or an opal, for example, this one, or maybe that one. It really depends of what you want to add. You have a moonstone over there. That might be beautiful as well. Another opal here, or some darker opals, like this reddish one, like for example, or that one that looks very nice usually as well. Okay, so you can just play with the shaders. You have a lot of possibilities here for add some variations. Like for example, if you take that one here, okay, you can play, for example, with quick variations just to play with different settings. In case you want to increase the flake size, you can just play with the settings as well, okay? The flake amount if needed, okay? Or the light base here if you want to add more of this, for example. So you will have really nice results with this to create shaders that look like opals or moonstone or labradorites as well. Works pretty well with labradorites as well. Okay, you can see this kind of shader here that looks really like almost like a real stone. Okay, so let's keep this one for the render, and now we go there and we click on F12 and we are done. So that's it for this nice pendant here. Yeah, don't hesitate to check the models that I have into my jewel assets and into my Opal shaders. And like this, you can create really nice jewelry. So happy blending, make nice creations in Blender, and see you later.